like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments. Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. Fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we stay. We fly around like paper planes. They never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are.
G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of TNT Footy. I'm Taz, and next to me we've got Egi.
What's going on, everyone?
And Moisty.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I can't get used to the backwards camera. How are we, boys?
Very well. Yourself?
Good. Footy's back.
It is back.
Footy's back, mate, in a big way, the opening round too. I didn't think I'd like it, but I was actually pretty pumped for opening round.
So you're on board? You didn't boycott it like you were going to?
Oh, I didn't boycott it. I wasn't on board, though. I wouldn't say I'm on board, but I did enjoy footy.
I think just having it back is just fantastic.
Yeah, a week early, but I think they should have just done everyone a week early. I think we're all pumped for it and just get everyone in.
Yeah.
Get everyone going.
I agree with that. I think round one should have been this round.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or last round, but just had everyone play.
Yeah, correct. But just call it round one.
Round one, exactly right.
Yeah. We got a good show tonight. We have a great show tonight.
Yeah,
Not
big
good,
show, I
great.
think. Big show.
We do. So we're going to talk about the opening round. Going to do our normal, Moisty's Minute, Eggy's Deep Dive, viewer questions. Going to go through some tipping. And we have a special guest tonight, gentlemen.
Our guest rejoining us. He didn't make it last week, but he's good to go this week.
He is. He
Very
is.
excited to have him on.
I just realised I better send the link through.
You better send a link to him there so we can get him in. But yeah, no, round one. I suppose we'll just kick it straight off. Round one was very exciting. I've got a bone to pick with Tassie though. We've said we're going to put our tips out on TikTok live, and Tassie's just put the wrong tips out. Information on TikTok.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've got a confession to make. I did my tips about 3 weeks ago and forgot who I tipped.
He didn't think to go check him and just
Yeah,
double
no,
check.
that's what I was thinking. If only there was an app you could check what you tipped.
Yeah, just live, just check him. But no, he's just giving you guys the wrong tips. So everyone who followed his tips, I apologise. I think we should
sorry,
probably
guys.
take a point off him.
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy though because it gave me one extra tip because I actually got it right.
Yeah, the tip come in.
So can't really complain too much. But yeah, sorry guys, it's false advertising.
Yeah, no, he's let us go. So don't forget as well, we've got Supercoach starting from next week. So everyone who wants to get on board with that, it's not too late. This will be the first round of Supercoach. We've got our link down the bottom where you can sign up for that. Then use the code at the end of that link, and that'll put you into our tipping comp.
Absolutely, it will. And some good tips on the weekend.
very good tip.
Yeah, great tips. I think we actually had 2 people go all perfect scores.
Should we touch on that at the end of the show where we're going?
All right, we'll touch on that later on. Yep.
Love it. All right. Let's just get into it. Opening round.
All right, we
Opening
had
round.
Sydney, Melbourne kicking us off. What did you
Thursday
boys think of
night.
that game on Thursday night? I love Thursday night
It
games.
was quite surprising. I thought Melbourne was going to run over the top of them with how many outs Sydney had in the midfield, but they just dominated.
And my biggest take from that is you take Gawn out of Melbourne and see how they go. I think Grundy dominated with this new rule set, and that's going to upset a lot of ruckmen to the new rule where you can shepherd in the ruck now.
Definitely. I thought Gawn was actually going to use that rule the best, but
I thought he'd use it, but Grundy must be just too strong. Grundy just got in there first and did it better.
yeah, he did. I think he had a point to prove too, Grundy.
Yeah, well, they left him out for Gawn, didn't they?
Well, you would. Any team would really. But it was interesting. Kane Corn said that Melbourne should have kept him.
Again. He's stealing from Moisty Minute again, but yeah, I did hear that segment.
All right, let's keep moving. So that morning too, Grundy got stung by a jellyfish on the beach.
I did see that. Yeah, on the back.
And he still played, which is good.
Yeah, huge. I think great pickup for Sydney.
Huge pickup.
For Melbourne, their forward line's still a major issue. Is it Fritsch or nothing for them at the moment until Van Rooyen gets experience?
I don't know. Their forward line needs a lot of help, but they keep drafting these forwards, and then the forwards go home and they lose them.
No, that goal that Van Rooyen got on his back was pretty good.
Great goal.
I think he's going to be a superstar. I just think he's still a bit raw.
Too young, and they keep losing their 4 big forwards before they get a chance to develop.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Shaki's not the answer for him.
No, Shaki definitely not.
Unfortunately,
Although he was probably one of their best forwards on the weekend.
He kicked 2 behinds.
Yeah, but he was actually showed a bit of hunger for the ball.
Good. I hope he does.
Was saying showed a bit of viciousness and a bit of hunger for that ball.
I really hope he does. I hope he turns it around and does actually make it because obviously coming from our hometown, Moisty.
Yep.
But and Heaney played on ball. Absolutely.
Yeah, Heaney on ball dominated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So does he stay there when Parker and that come back, or do they put him back forward?
I think he does. I don't think Parker. I think he'll rotate with Parker.
Yeah. He's too good not to have him there.
Well, he's too good not to have in the forward line either.
True, but with McDonald, McLean,
and
who's the other guy? So you got McDonald, McLean, Amadi.
They're the 3. But those 3 didn't perform on the weekend.
Amadi didn't. McLean and McDonald did okay, I think, didn't they?
McDonald dropped a few. He got a couple of cheap goals. But when he becomes the one clunk player, look out, there's going to be a bit of damage going on, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Freo's chasing him pretty hard.
Yes, I have heard that.
But they've got some good forwards coming through. Anyway, that's a different
Sydney
topic.
do. Yep.
Carlton Lions.
I thought this game was over at quarter time.
Yeah,
So did I,
six
mate.
goals behind.
Yeah, I thought this game was done and dusted. But to Carlton's defence, they found a way to get 1 or 2, and then 2 turned into 3, 3 turned into 6 in a row, 7 in a row, 8 in a row.
Yep.
And their forwards started firing.
I just want to take this moment to welcome Craig Williams to the stream.
Hey.
Legends.
Hey, what's going on, Cody?
Cody, how you going, mate? And he's watching it from work, boys.
Ah, what a superstar.
Watching
Get
it
us up
from
everywhere.
Oh,
work.
getting paid to watch this. That's pretty good.
absolutely.
A professional TNT supporter.
That's
Love
it.
it.
Now, before we get to you, Tassie, I'll get Eggy's take on the game because I know you're going to have quite a good take on it.
Well, mine's brief. I listened to it while I was at the Storm game, so I missed most of it. And then I was listening to it in the car on the way home at the last quarter, and I was quite surprised. But it was a good turnout. We're actually in the car park at one stage. It must have been on digital radio. It kept cutting out. I'm like trying to get my phone up. And then I was driving out of the thing, and the ticket guy at the briefing said, "Who's winning?" And I said, "Brisbane at the moment. Let's go and goal for goal."
Goal for goal. That was a great last quarter. Great game of footy altogether.
Yeah.
Tassie, we'll let you get in here, mate. We know you want to have a say in this one.
Mate, I have been saying for how long that Mackay's going to have a big year.
You've been saying this for months.
I have. It was really good to see him clutch that goal, to be honest. I know it's only technically not even one round, but opening round, and there's still, it's a long season, but I do feel the second ruck role for him gets him involved around the ground a lot more. He's got great hands. Yeah, he's in for a big year, guys. Trust me.
Looked more confident behind having shot, apart from that one shot.
Yeah.
But the other two, he looked a heap more confident going back. And after he missed that one, he put it out of his mind and got the next one. So
yeah,
good
and
signs.
his hands are very strong, very strong.
Good clunker.
It was the opposite to what happened to last year. So Brisbane, Carlton come out in the final and kicked the first 6 or 7 goals. Then it was reversed. So this year it's actually gone the other way, and Carlton's managed to get up by a point, which is
probably game of the round, which we weren't going to say early in that game.
Yeah, I think so. Huge, biggest comeback in years for Carlton, or maybe even ever. I haven't looked that stat up. And I think it just shows maturity for Carlton. It shows that they have learnt from, the past few years and what to do, and that they're never out of it. And last but not least, it was a bit sour to come out yesterday that Doherty has torn his ACL.
He's done another one. That's a shame.
So that's his third, and we already know the battles that he's gone through to even get back on the field a couple of years ago. So we wish him all the best. And I just read before someone's trying to have it that the 15-minute mark of the first quarter against Richmond, they want all the Carlton supporters to stand up and give a round of applause in recognition of Doc. I think that's great.
Doc? That would be nice, yeah. Good for the supporters to get behind.
Yeah.
So what about you, Moisey?
Oh, I started the chat. I went through it all.
Oh, you did too.
We'll go back to Gold Coast Richmond, which was a bit of a surprise too. But the young Gold Coast kids in that middle of the ground absolutely dominated this Richmond side. Absolutely dominated.
Matty Rao back to his brilliant beast.
Oh, Matty Rao, 20 clearances in one game.
Huge.
Some people don't get that for the season.
Yep.
He's just gone bang, 20 clearances in a game, 10 centre clearances. He was just dominant.
New look too.
New look, yes. He's gone a bit of a longer hair, shaggy hair. Got a bit of a beard going on. But no, that game was over pretty early. Richmond did have a fight back, but it's pretty average game to watch, Richmond.
Yeah, it was the biggest halftime lead, Gold Coast, ever.
Yeah, ever. Yep.
So was Dusty out, or did he end up playing? Yep. I missed the game as well.
No, Dusty was out, yeah. I don't think he would have mattered, though. That midfield just got on top early and just they couldn't get their hands on the ball out of that midfield. And I think it's going to be a tough season for the Tigers.
Yeah, I agree with you. They're very young, Tigers, especially in the back line. I think it's going to be bottom 4 for them. Suns come out.
I've got them spooning, mate.
You do indeed, and you said that. The Suns come out looking good, though. So, I feel like if they continue that form, then they should be pushing for a top 8 spot.
Yeah, let's hope they can.
And Cody's just put in chat, good boys, yeah, paid to watch superstars. And about Doherty, he said, is his AFL done?
I don't know. It depends on his fight to come back. If he thinks they're in a window and he fights to come back, he can come back for a season or two, but you've got to put a lot of effort to get back for that season or two.
Yeah, because I think he's 28 or 29 now, so 12 months out of the game, comes back, he's 30,
He's got to
31.
get fit again. He's got to get his knees right, his ACL right. It's hard muscle to come back from.
Yeah,
but can be done. It's just a fight.
I hope he does, because he's crucial to the team. He really is. But and he's such a fighter, as we all know. So he'll probably just see this as another speed bump in his journey.
Yeah, and get back in.
Just back on the Suns and Tigers. How good did Ben King look?
Oh, mate, great.
Absolutely
It's funny
fantastic.
what a full preseason, uninterrupted preseason can do for a player, isn't it?
Yep. He was getting hammered by the media last year, not really fairly, in my opinion. But he looked all the part yesterday.
No, it looks good.
Fantastic.
And then we had probably the upset of the first round. A lot of people had.
I don't know if it was the upset.
A lot of people in our tipping had the Pies to beat GWS.
Oh, did they? Well, all of us had GWS to win, didn't we?
All of us had GWS, but GWS got the job done against Collingwood.
They were paying $1.60.
They were paying
$1.60. Yeah, I know they come in short.
Yep.
Collingwood, bit of a hangover maybe, or just didn't really get into it.
I think GWS played bloody well, to be honest. The pressure was intense. They had that orange tsunami coming through the middle of the ground, that they like to call it. Nick Dacos did everything he could, but he's only one player. He can't drag the whole side across the line on his back at 21 years of age. And Tom Green was just a beast in the middle.
Yeah, always is Tom Green. Always is. So they both were very sloppy starters. I did notice the football was very sloppy early on, but you expect that in round 1 or 0, whatever we call this. But then GWS just got their game, and I think they were just too quick.
They were, from what I saw. I missed the first quarter. I listened to the second quarter, and I was home by half time. I was able to watch the second half. So.
Watch the second half, yeah. They just looked too quick, too dominant.
I listened to the last half, I think it was. And GWS was just all over him. And Nick Dacos, as I said before, picked up where he left off. Mason Cox pre-game stuff was bit ordinary, especially because he couldn't back it up, in my opinion. Jumping up on Big Mummy.
Stop giving away all my segments. He's just giving away all the stuff for free. But yeah, no, that was embarrassing. That was very embarrassing. But we'll talk about that later as well.
But also,
Artie just said hello in the chat. He said, "G'day, Fobs."
How we going, Artie?
I thought I was the only fob here, but
happy birthday to Artie's daughter yesterday as well, guys.
Happy birthday to Artie's daughter.
Also, Cody's got Pies butchered it bad and couldn't kick straight. GWS moved the ball well. I thought that too. I thought the only one that could hit a target was Nicky Dacos, and he was hitting every target. He was on fire, that man.
Pies actually had more inside 50s.
They did.
Yeah, 60 to 53 they had.
Butchered the ball, though. Cody's dead right there. They were butchering most of the day.
Yeah, very true. That could be just cobwebs as well.
It could be hangover. Todd could have been right pre-season. We don't know. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Not going to go there, mate. We've got Card Break Kid joining us in about 4 minutes. I just wanted to touch on something else, and I don't know, it might be something we'll have to look up for next week, or maybe we'll post on our socials, but we had 5 players kick 3 goals. So we had Mackay, Lukosius, Rosas, Myochek, and Bolton. We had 4 players kick 4 goals in Fritsch, Daniels from GWS, Hogan, and Curnow. We had 2 players kick a bag of 5, Ben King and Callum Brown. That's huge.
Very high score in this 0 round of footy, but I do think that was more fatigue than anything.
Do you think?
I mean, it was good, but I think the team's tired a lot lately as well.
I thought Sydney and Melbourne was going to go higher. I thought it was going to go high, but that first half was very low. But then they come firing out in the second half.
Yeah, so they went the other way.
Callum Brown looked good for GWS.
Oh, looked great. I've been waiting for him to come through too.
Yeah, he showed a lot last year in the. Did he play every game? I don't think he did play every game.
I don't think he did. No.
But he looked like he was in form, and looks like he's going to go to another level this year, and gives them another dimension in the forward line, along with who you got, Cadman, Hogan, and Brown. Now that's pretty dominant.
And you've got the best man in the comp down there as well.
Toby Green.
My boy Toby Green.
Coach just put Brown looks good. One to watch.
Yeah, he does look
absolutely.
Like one to watch.
And Maynard and Green having Maynard having a bit of a dig into Green on the ground, and Green just got up and kept going with his footy. That's shows his.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. And just before we get the card break, Tid, too, we're actually doing an event this week, boys. I thought, well, we've got 2 minutes. We can talk about this.
Absolutely.
So we're all going to, we've got the Good Friday appeal. So we're all going to do a run for kids. So if you want to come out and tune in and watch the TNT boys. Oh, they haven't got their things up.
Oh, sorry.
I couldn't see yours.
So we're all running in a little run, a fun run sort of marathon thing for the Run for Kids this weekend. So it's on Sunday. I start at 8:30 and the boys start at 9:30 if anyone wants to get out there and cheer us through. We'll try and get a few snaps at the end of the race, but I don't know if we'll have any cameramen there.
I'll be wearing the shirt, so...
Yeah, I can't run in the shirt. I'll wear the shirt after, but I don't know if I can run in the
that's
shirt.
probably a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I think
because I want to change the shirt afterwards.
Yeah, I want to get changed. So I'll wear it to the ground and I'll wear it home, but I don't know if I can run 14 plus K in a t-shirt.
Yeah, black.
Yeah, because you're doing the big one, mate.
Yeah, I've got the big run going on. The boys are still there. They're still running, so it's all good. Everyone's getting out, and I'm hoping to get a few shots of us coming in. So if you guys get there before me, you get me, and if I get there before you, I might get you guys come home.
Are we going to have our phones on us, though?
Oh, I'm going to have to. It's my diabetic, so I've got to have mine running with me.
I'm going to have to so I can listen to music.
Oh, yeah, fair, actually, yeah. I've got a little...
earphones in. I'll probably run with mine in my hand, so...
Yeah.
Georgia bought me this little fanny pack bag thing, bum bag.
Is that right, lad?
Yeah, I'm going to try that out.
You're going to run in a bum bag?
I am. It's only small. It's literally big enough to fit my phone.
I need one for lollies. I'm going to have lollies, my phone in my hand, lollies in pocket, and maybe a drink with just sugar. So I'm going to have pins in my hand running. And
well, you're going to have to. Being diabetic.
I need it for diabetes. So.
Yeah, and you're running 14 Ks, so
14.5 or something. 14 point. What is it actually? I actually don't know. 14 point. It's a long way though.
It is. It's
All right. A very long way.
We have our guest in the waiting room.
Oh, beautiful.
It's time.
Get him out.
I will admit him in. Card break kid. I think he appears at the top from memory.
Yeah, he's already there. If you scroll across, he's in.
G'day, mate. How you going?
Hey, have you got me?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us?
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
How you going, mate? Good to see you again.
Welcome back.
Yeah, it's come around quick, hasn't it? A couple of weeks.
Yeah. Flying around. Footy's back, though, so it's very exciting.
That's it. Footy's back, and footy cards are back too.
They are.
They are back.
Indeed. Now, I might change our view. I don't know how this is going to look to bring Card Break Kid up with us. Just give us a second.
Let's see if we can get this working.
There we go. That's the best we're going to get it.
All right, now I think what we decided is we're just going to give you the reins and let you talk about what you do, I think.
Eggy actually has to change it on his. Sorry, guys. I've just gone gallery view, Eggy.
Very professional here, Tassie. Oh, there we go. We're up. No, we're all good.
Beautiful.
Review.
On the stream's got us all. Yeah, so we're just going to get you to just run us through what you do, explain a bit about the cards, and see if it's something we can get on board, or if the blokes have a few questions, we might ask you a few questions.
Yeah, sure, guys. So basically, like you said, I've got a business page called the Card Break Kid, and that's divided into a couple of different sporting groups, and one of them is an AFL breaks page. So I do different sorts of breaks. AFL's separated from other ones I do, like wrestling and sometimes, basketball or whatever as well. But AFL, I have my separate page with all the footy fans and card collectors in that group. And yeah, they basically spend money to hit their favourite teams, cards from their favourite teams. So they'll buy into a break basically, which, depending on what the product is, I don't know if you can see me, but I've got the latest product here in front of me. You'll be able to see that.
Yep, can all see that.
The Footy Stars, which has just come out. So this just came out on Friday.
Fantastic.
Sealed box, 18 packs in a box of this one. This is a hobby, it's called a hobby box. So 18 packs. So what I would do is I would put up a box like this up on my page. The members can buy into a spot for a team. So each team is individually priced depending on the sort of how the market works with selling cards. So usually your big Victorian clubs like Collingwood, which has star players like Nick Dacos in it, which are selling for a lot of money. So they would be priced higher, and then your lower teams like GWS and Gold Coast would be priced a lot cheaper. So people can buy into whichever team they want, and we open the box live on the page stream, and all cards that come out of that box that you're in would go to that member. So Taylor, if you jumped in and got Carlton, you would get every card that came out that was Carlton, and I would then post that out to you. I'd get your address, I'd mail it out to you, you'd get your cards, and yeah, that's basically the simplest part of it. We all collected cards when we were kids. We all know a lot about cards, whether it was footy cards or basketball when we were growing up. So yeah, I've tapped into it again since I've gotten older. I got back into collecting and that, and then I thought, you know what? I'll turn it into a bit of a breaks page to let other people hit big cards and find cards for their own collections and whatnot as well. So,
do you find it exciting?
It is, yeah. It sort of brings back that nostalgia feeling from when you were a kid opening packs with whether it was with your dad or your uncle or your brother, whoever it was, brings back those sort of feelings. And yeah, every time you crack open a pack, you never know what's going to be inside it. It could be, it could be a Nick Dacos card worth a couple of $1,000s. You just don't know.
Yep.
You never know. So it's a bit of a thrill.
It is, yeah. And people love it, and then they get hooked on collecting. They've got to collect all their team cards and whatnot. So they go chasing the bigger cards. People get into it to buy and sell and try and make money off it that way. That's something a little bit different as well than just collecting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And how many sort of breaks do you feel like you try and get done per day or week or? Yeah,
so it's dependent on what's out. So there hasn't been a card release out since the end of last year. So it's been a quietish sort of few months. But since this product's come out on Friday, I reckon I've done already about 20 boxes in the last couple of days. So
wow, huge.
Yeah, crazy.
Some are 1 box breaks, which are cheap. Some are bigger, like 4 boxes.
Yep.
So it all depends. But yeah, I've done probably about 20 boxes in the last 48 hours. So I've been pretty busy.
Yeah, it's massive. Been flat out.
I just finished a 4 box break just before getting on here, so just timed it well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we had some big cards come out, signature cards. Someone I think bought a Hawthorn spot for about $20 and hit a James Sicily signature card and a Rising Star card. So if they have the Rising Star winner, then that card can be redeemed and then translates into a $500 to $1,000 card as well. So there's lots of different cool cards to hit in there for each team, and Coleman predictors, Brownlow predictors. It's got everything.
That's cool. So if you pull out a Brownlow predictor, for example, and that player doesn't win the Brownlow but still polls pretty well, does that still give them a better value than, say, a card that's a Brownlow predictor that doesn't poll?
Not really. It's all based on so obviously it only counts for the Brownlow medalist.
Yep.
So every other card's pretty much dead in the water at that time. So
then you've got to send that in to get the card, do you?
Yeah. So if you're the winning card holder of whatever it is, the Coleman medalist, the Norms, the Rising Star or whatnot, then you send that card in to select, and they'll send you out the official. It's like a booklet kind of card with signature on it. So I think Sheasel was the Rising Star last year, so that came in a booklet format, which is it's like $1,000 card basically.
I've seen that. Yeah, I went to look at them when we talked to you a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Geez, that's insane."
Yeah, so there's value in them, and then people are buying and selling throughout the year. So if you think that someone's 10 goals down in the Coleman, you might be able to pick up a cheap price card of that person, and then if he gets hot and suddenly hits the lead, then that card then jumps in value So a lot of people are buying and selling throughout the year, depending on how players are going. Yeah.
That's awesome. And are you finding there's quite a large market for it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's grown pretty much since COVID hit and everyone was stuck at home. You know, the card scene has boomed, not just, you know, other sports, but AFL especially. It was kind of a bit of a, you know, afterthought in the 2000s there. 90s, it was kind of quite big in the early 90s and whatnot. But yeah, it was sort of non-existent really. And then everyone's just gotten back into it and gone bonkers. Yeah.
Do you feel, and I know we're sort of only got a couple of minutes left, but do you feel that the growth of, say, Pokemon cards has really helped the market, even though it's not sport?
Oh, definitely. Just cards in general. I think just the buzz of whatever it is gets people looking at other areas. So you get people from other sport backgrounds that then start to dabble into AFL. They start to see what cards are coming out, the values and whatnot. So yeah, definitely all those sort of genres and that, the Pokemons, the NBA, whatever it is. I do wrestling cards as well, which is a little bit different, smaller market, but it's all the same. People jump from one to the other, and you know you'll usually find people are interested in multiple things. So
yeah, I used to do UFCs, and UFC's a big one too.
Yeah, UFC's gotten big as well. It's all just grown. You can see the popularity across all the sports and whatnot has grown hugely in the last few years. So yeah, and it's just exciting times ahead. People are loving it, and Select in the footy cards are releasing better and better products as they go along. So that, you know, that's something to look forward to as a collector too, that they keep improving the product.
Absolutely. No, that's great. That's really awesome. We've just got one question in chat for you, Dave, and that's, do old cards hold value?
Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting question. With footy cards specifically, I don't know if you guys know much, but the old school cards, the Scanlons and that, from probably when our dads were, you know, younger and collecting and that, they, you know, if you can have some of those in like mint condition or really good condition, then they can fetch some value. But yeah, usually with the older cards, they've got to be in really good condition.
Yep.
Obviously, over time, cards deteriorate or haven't been kept well, and if they're not in good condition, then they're probably not worth much. But yeah, a lot of the old cards will hold their value, and if not, a lot of the old cards have risen in value from the 90s and that, you know, the Ablets and the Lockets and that, those cards, which had probably dropped right off, have seen a surge with this new sort of resurgence of collecting and that. So definitely they can hold their value.
I'm just having a look because Turtle actually.
How do you get their card values? Who sets their price? So we've got a question here. How do you get your team values? You said who sets the card values for the pricings of the team?
I'm not sure if that's referring to how I set it up in my breaks page, or is that just? I think
it's the general the cards. What predicts?
Yeah, so that's just the card market out there. That's what people are buying and selling, what they're wanting. So if players are in demand or certain cards are in demand, then their values will go up and obviously go the opposite way. So at the moment, Collingwood obviously are hot. They're winning. They're a big team. They've got a big supporter base. They've got a big collector base. They've got young players. So they're super popular at the moment. So their cards are going up and up, especially Nick Dacos. Generally, the superstars, you know, the comps that from the big teams, Patrick Cripps, for instance, from Carlton, Essendon, big team. Richmond have had Dusty for years. His cards have led the way in pricing in AFL cards. So just generally the market, whatever's happening in that market will dictate
how you set your prices and how they get their prices in the cards.
Yeah, and then I'll use that as a guide when I price my own breaks up. So I'll be seeing, all right, this product's got a lot of, Richmond cards in it, a lot of Dusty cards. Well, they need to go up in value because his cards are high in value. So you sort of got to look at it across the whole product that's coming out, see what's in the product. Some teams might not be represented in the product. Some teams might have a signature card. Other teams might not. So you've got to look at the whole checklist in there and decide how you're going to go about structuring the prices for all the teams.
Where do you look to get the prices from? If you don't mind me asking, where do you go to look at like card values and stuff like that?
Yeah, well, just eBay or Facebook card pages there's AFL card groups and whatnot, and you can check what's selling on them, who's buying at what price and whatnot. And then otherwise, it's just probably more experience on my end, knowing the trends and keeping up to date with it on a regular basis. So you sort of have that information in the back of your head, and you just sort of, you want to double check to make sure you haven't missed anything, or if something's changed, a new player, for instance, on the scene, maybe you've missed a gun rookie that's come up and suddenly his cards are flying off. So yeah, just got to keep touching base on the card groups, eBay. They're the best sources for AFL cards.
Fantastic, mate. And where do people find you before we switch over?
Yep. So I'm on Facebook. So I've got my Card Break Kid, which is the business page, but then there's an extension of that, Card Break Kid AFL Breaks. So yeah, maybe we can put up a link or something like that.
I've got links coming up.
We've got the links coming up behind you now.
We'll put the links up in chat, and we'll also put it in the description of the video, so when people come to it later, they can access your group and your page easier. And what we're doing as well, guys, what we were talking about with Card Break Kid during our first meeting, is looking at introducing our viewers to him to see, because the market is so big, jump in there, buy some cards, and hopefully you guys can make some money. And then we'll look at getting Dave to do a break live on stream as well, maybe once a month or bi-monthly or something.
See the interest in the chat too. If you've got an interest in buying a card value, just put it down there, and then we'll select you in. Because I think we're going to, once a month, we're going to have a break.
Yep.
But if you're interested in chat, just throw us a link or send us a message or something. And Card Break Kid said we'll do a box. He'll hold the spot we want, and then he.
Fill your team out. Every team needs to be accounted for. So if you've got a team you follow or multiple teams, shoot it through to the boys, and we could definitely get a break going.
Beautiful.
Mate,
well,
thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
No, pleasure, guys. Thanks for having us. Good to see you guys again, and look forward to working with you throughout the year.
You too, mate. Thanks very much.
All right,
thanks,
cheers,
guys.
Mate. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so I think that could be exciting, boys, if we can get one of them going a month.
Yeah.
It was that's awesome. That was great information too. So thanks so much, Card Break Kid, for coming on, and something a bit different that's still footy related that we thought we'd have a bit of a look at for ourselves and for the viewers. So
yeah. So if you do want to get a hit on that, get in touch with us, even if it's in chat or on the socials. Just get in touch with us, and if we get a lot of support behind it, we'll try and get him on and get a live box going.
Well,
absolutely.
Even I've got some interest in it, but I'm going to be fighting hair and teeth to get Collingwood spots.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty interested too. I'm probably going to be fighting for North and Gold Coast, maybe. We'll see how we go. If one of the viewers want it, I'll step aside.
We've switched positions too, boys. I'm not changing us.
Okay.
Nah, you're fine, mate. That's all good.
All right, Moisty.
All right,
yes, mate.
But before we start, as soon as I change the screen, I've given you 90 seconds now. So you got 30 seconds.
I'll give you so I've got 30 seconds to bring us into it. All right, so exciting new segment. Well, not new segment, but it's a great segment coming back. Moisty's Minute. I don't need to explain it. I'll ask the boys a few questions. They get maybe 10 seconds to answer each question. Put a minute on the clock, and we'll see how we go. Just let me know when I can go, Egi.
Here we go. It started now.
All right, it started now. All right, so first question. Should Big Cox be in trouble over the pre-game antics?
Yes.
I missed that. No, I don't know.
No, so what happened? I'll give you a brief later. I'll give you a brief. So what happened is they were training the ruck.
Keep going.
Keep going. All right. Was opening round successful?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
Pilot, yep. Is Collingwood hungover, or do you think it was just a blip?
Nah, blip.
Just a blip. Well, we'll deep dive into that later.
Deep dive into that later. Can Charlie go back to back?
Nah.
He can. I think he can, but yeah, it's going to be up against them.
Has Hogan finally showed up? Took him a few seasons. Is he finally here?
I reckon he played pretty well last year. It was a bit of hit and miss, but yeah, it's obviously it's only one game in, so we'll see a few more.
Now, you nullifying Gawn. Is Melbourne in trouble? No Gawn, no Melbourne?
Yeah. Didn't he put that on display?
It's looking that way, yeah.
And will the blockbuster round one opening game lose a bit because of opening round?
Yes.
No.
No, you reckon it'll still be just as big? Well, that's Moisty's minute. But yeah. I'll go back and fill in the big cocks for Eggy so he can answer this one truthfully. So big cocks in the warm-up.
Yeah, but
GWS were warming up in the midfield.
Oh, yeah.
And he's walked in during their ruck, pinched their ball and ran off.
Oh.
So I think he's in a bit of hot water over that.
And he bumped Mumford, and then he only got 6 touches, none to half time.
5 touches, I believe it was.
Just on West's minute, before that, we got Cody's put, Todd, you will get your North cards cheap. I don't think he will because there's that many rising stars.
No, there's that many rising stars. I think they'll be.
I'm not sure. Cody put no for something. I'm not sure if that was for the Mason Cox or was it for the Hogan.
I don't know.
Or was there was someone or the hungover. Turtles put it was proven to be Collingwood's ball. He went and got it back. Oh.
Didn't he jump over Mumford in a ruck contest and grab it though?
Something like that.
Surely you go, that's our ball, give it back. Not go into a contest, jump on the pad bag, grab the ball and run off. Like it seems a bit excessive.
Hogan also had a first game onto him, so take that into account. That's from Turtle.
Yeah, Charlie Dean.
He did too, yes. Yeah. But was still pretty good.
Well, Callum Brown still got loose as well. So it doesn't matter who went on and they were still tearing it up, unfortunately, for Collingwood. Well done, Moisty. I like that Moisty's minutes. It's starting to become a real favourite
for Cox. So he's got no for Cox. He reckons no, Cox will get nothing. Which I don't think he'll get anything either, but it was a bit silly.
Absolutely. What do we got next, Egg?
Oh, we got Eggy's deep dive. So I've dived back into the archives for this one.
I want to get a little diving thing for like stinger for when you.
Yeah, no, it's in the works, mate. Don't worry about that.
Oh, is it?
Possibly my new favourite segment. I love it.
Yeah, I really like it.
You hated it to start. He hated the name, hated the idea.
People change, all right.
Right, so I'm diving into the previous premiers, losing round one and going back to back. We've had only 3 teams to do this in the past 25 years. Do you boys know who they are?
Only because it's in front of me.
I don't think they're the teams, but I don't know. Hawks would have to run in Richmond. It's probably the big 3, isn't it?
Hawks, Richmond,
and Brisbane.
Yeah, that's the 3.
Yeah, the 3 that 3-peated, I think it'd be.
No, I don't think Richmond didn't 3-peat. They had a gap year there.
3 out of 4.
Yeah. So in 2001, Brisbane Lions won. And then in 2002, Brisbane beat Sydney round 1 and won the premiership. And in 2003, Brisbane won against Melbourne, Essendon in round 1 and became premiers again to get the 3-peat. But then they lost in 2004. I'm not sure who they played. And then we pushed forward to 2013. And Hawks, we know they had their 3-peat and won their first round in 2014 and 2015. 2016, Hawks lost their round 1 and then did not make the grand final. And then 2019, Richmond Tigers won, and then they did win in 2017 too. But in 2018, that's when Collingwood and Eagles went on. That was a pretty good game too. That one, if we didn't win it. And they run round 1 against Carlton, but then went on to win the premiership. 2021, Richmond again won their match against Carlton, but they didn't make the finals this time. So that's the only difference. But it seems to me if you want to go back to back, you have to win round 1. Pies lost yesterday, because this being the opening round's biggest downfall, having a loophole where if the Pies still have a chance to win round 1. But beating Sydney next week is going to be quite the task for them, because they look pretty good on Thursday, that's for sure.
They do look very good. I like that little segment there. Just
that was good.
Collingwood can't go back to back because they've lost their first game.
Well,
that is great.
Is it a loophole though? Is it because it actually isn't round 1 though?
It is true. Not opening round. This could be the biggest loophole of the season.
Opening round, yeah. We'll soon find out.
That was a great little deep dive then. I didn't know any of those facts.
Either did I. Eggy's our stats man.
To throw it out.
Well, I thought I'd make it a bit more on topic this time than just going about the MCG.
That was great. That was great. I love that.
That was fantastic. You're our stats man, Eggy.
All right,
Stats guru.
I've got some more stats coming up in the next few questions, so be ready for that too.
Great work, mate.
Right.
Oh, he's prepared.
He's gone in. We've got. Oh, this is Tassie's segment. We'll let him bring it in. But viewers' questions. This is another one of our new segments, Tassie. Let's get you going.
It is. So what we're doing now is we've got viewers' questions. So anyone that has a question for us, I usually post a day or two before the show. Submit it through to us on Instagram. You don't have to wait for me to post it on the story. You can actually just send a question on our socials, TikTok, Instagram, however, Facebook now as well. And we'll read them out on the show. So we've got 4 questions this week. First one's coming from Instagram, Talking Everything AFL. Question is, who will Richmond use to stop the twin forwards of Carlton? I think that's a great question.
That's a very good question because it took me a bit. I had to go actually research this.
Yes, I'm going to have to read it. I don't even know who their backmen are, Richmond.
Yeah, so we had to go research and we went through. I think we come up with the thing that there's no one tall enough.
Nope.
So the only thing they're going to be able to do is maybe Josh Gipkus plays a bit taller than he is, but he's only new. And Noah Bolter's probably going to have to go back instead of playing forward because he plays a lot taller, but those guys are smaller and not as strong. And I think the Twin Towers kick a lot of goals next week.
I think you might be on the money. I just want to say here, Pies don't get beat at the G. From Craig Williams, which is fair enough. And then Turtles got here, they aren't simple. So in other words, they haven't got anyone to mark them up. So I think it's going to be challenging for them.
I think it's going to be a big day for them. And who knows, Dylan Grimes plays a lot bigger than he is, but I don't think he can compete in the air with those two.
Yeah, well, he's 194.
Yeah.
Their tallest defenders are 196. So Bolter's 194, Grimes is 194. The 2 young guys they had, Gibcus, and I can't remember the other one, Ryan maybe, he's 196, both of them. Harry Mackay's listed as 200, he's probably around 202. And Charlie Curnow's 196, but we know what he plays.
He plays a lot taller, mate. You'd think he's too easy. But that being said, it's not Richmond's problem. It is Richmond's problem this week, but every comp in the AFL has this problem.
Yeah.
They all struggle against the two. You can nullify one. Rarely can you nullify both of them.
Yeah, same as Hawkins and Cameron combination.
Yeah.
As well. We saw it on the weekend with Hogan and Brown even.
Yeah. So the other option I had was you play Noah Bolter as a roaming loose defender.
Yep.
But then it's going to be the other way. It's going to leave someone free in Carlton's defence, but then you have a third man up at least. You've got him roaming. He'd have to play between 2 contests. I don't know. I don't think they can stop them, but it's going to be a good challenge for
Tigers.
Cody's put Lynch's back, so Bolts goes back. Is that Shy Bolton?
No, that's Noah Bolter.
Noah Bolter goes back, but I still don't think he's going to be enough.
At least he's got the physicality. The other 2 are still first few years in, so they haven't got the hardened bodies. So great question. Talking everything AFL. Thank you.
That was great. Yeah, great question.
All right. Haley with a _Y_J has put here, when you take a mark and kick for goal, how far are you allowed to take as a run-up? Now, I answered this question and Moisty corrected me correctly. So I actually said that as long as you kick the ball before the 30-second timer is up, it doesn't matter how far you run, but that's not correct, is it?
No, the correct way is you can have as long a run-up as you want. Ben Brown's probably the statement. He goes back 35 metres. As long as you start your run-up before the 30-second timers go, you can run, stutter, do whatever you like. As long as your run-up has started and you're moving forward, then you're unlimited as well after that. You can run 50 metres as you want as long as it has started in the first 30 seconds.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Haley J.
Thank you, Haley.
Next question, Carlton _Flaggers 2024. Most questions asked so far this season from
He's
Carlton.
flying along, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Every week. Thanks for coming back every week.
That's good.
It's fantastic. And has some good content on Instagram if you're a Carlton supporter, just throwing that out there. So question is, what was your reaction and opinion on Harry Mackay's clutch performance? I think
We'll
I
let you
sort of
take this
summed
one, Tazzy. We can see he's bursting to come out and answer this one. So
No, I
we'll
want
let you
to
go.
hear from a non-Carlton bias.
All right.
No, I'm going.
I was like,
Eggy, off you go, mate.
come on, mate. It was the first game.
You reckon? No, I reckon he was very... I said this earlier. His kicking looked better because he missed one and normally goes in his shell. I'll kick this round the corner. I'll do this quick. He took his time, straightened back up, and kicked another one or two after that, and showed a bit more professionalism.
Yep. Agree with
So
that.
it's good signs, but
It's good signs.
let's see how many weeks we
I
get.
think how many did he kick? And Bailey Fritsch kicked about 4 too. But me and Turtle were having this bit behind the scenes, a bit of a chat on we'll get more behinds this year. Will it be Fritz or will it be McKay?
Yeah.
He is looking better.
But it is round 0. Sorry, not even at round 1. So let's give him 3 or 4 and see if it's really gone or he's just got excited in round 1.
I saw him in the practice match. I've been following him on Instagram. I'm really bullish on Mackay having a career best season. Even if he doesn't win the Coleman, I still think it's going to be career best for every other stat for him. Tackles, hit outs, second ruck roll. I think it's him. Anyway, but that's my biased opinion. So Carlton Flaggers.
I'll catch this up. What do we got? We got Anthony. Oh, sorry, Eggy, you go.
Yeah, Anthony, if Carlton can bully the Richmond midfield like Gold Coast did on the weekend, it's a 10-goal win. And,
I hope so.
Turtles put Ben Brown minimum 100 metres.
Yeah, I was being generous with the 35. I thought I can't say 50.
Artie did put something in the chat, but I think he's deleted it, so maybe it wasn't for our ears.
Oh, we missed Kelzo before too. Kelzo's put sup lads, rebuilding my super coach team as we speak. Stephen Brosnahan's gone early crow on the pies, but time will only tell. That'll be aimed at you.
This must have been while we were talking to Cardbreak Kid.
I think it was, yeah. And then Artie's so many injuries already in Supercoach has got difficult already.
It has.
Very difficult, especially with our draft league. We've got a number of players in that, and a number of players have gone down already.
In the fantasy one.
In the fantasy, but it's good. Yeah. It's going to be good to see how we adapt as well.
It's don't know, still learning how fantasy works. So, all right, last question. This is for you, Eggy.
It is for me,
and it's from handle Dean Dixon 8, and the question is, why are Collingwood so shit?
I think this is an international question. I think this one's coming live from us from Indonesia. But,
live from Indonesia.
Yeah, from Bali, from the beaches of Bali.
Ah, well, welcome from the beaches of Bali. Wish I was there.
I'd like to bring out some stats. I'd like to say how many premierships is let's just say at a random we'll just say Hawthorn. How many reckon?
I believe they've got 17, mate.
I think they got 13. And then we got old Collingwood. I think are they on 16 now with
16, I believe. Yeah. They've tied the lead, so we don't want them getting in front because we'll never hear the end of this.
So we got 3 more than that. 3 more than say Hawthorn. And I'm just looking at teams win-loss record. I'm just looking at look, Collingwood's probably.
You have to talk into your speaker.
Sorry, mate. I got to look at the screen over here. Just move the mic over here. We got to look at Collingwood's. Who's had the most wins? 1,600 for Collingwood. Thanks. And then the losses is 1,021. When we look at, say, Hawthorn, they got 1,010 wins with 1,059 losses. I think they're doing better than Hawthorn, that's for sure.
All right, so I feel this is very, very personal assault here. This might be between two parties.
Could be between two parties.
Did we answer the question? I don't think I heard an answer out of you there, Eggy.
I think it's one game, so I think you're trying to take on the biggest club in the season. I think they've won the most games. They've won the most premierships, so I think they're doing all right.
Yeah, I reckon we give them a break too. I've been the hardest critic, but they're a little bit hungover. But they looked it early, and then they come good, and then they look tired again. So I reckon a couple of weeks' time they'll be firing, but. You don't want to lose too many games early.
That's true.
Problem.
But
it doesn't matter.
It's up against them when you look at those teams that got first.
Look at Carlton last year. Nine losses in a row, still make top 5. We're fine. You're fine. Lose as many as you need to.
However you find your game.
All right, so that was a bit of a funny question. Let's hope there's no hard loss there. I think that was your boss, was it, Iggy?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so a bit of tweets
I'm
up
back
there.
to work on Tuesday, should I say?
Now we've just got
Ah.
one question come through chat, guys.
Oh.
It's from Ping. He's got, does Coleman's injury hurt Brisbane's scoring throughout the year? Do you want to take this one, Moisty?
He's replaceable, but it's a big loss.
Yeah.
So you can train someone else to play that role, but not as effectively as he would have played that role.
What if I put it to you this way? I think it'll only hurt them in finals. Because throughout the year, he was not as damaging as what he was in finals.
But it's not hurt them in finals then, because he'll be back.
ACL, unlikely.
He hasn't done an ACL.
I thought he'd done an ACL.
I thought it was an ankle.
Oh, I heard it was an ACL. I might have to.
Oh, if it's an ACL, then yes, it will.
It's but I think McKenna comes in because he didn't play on the weekend, and he's probably not as skillful as Coleman, but he can still give him that run and drive.
Yeah, the run and drive, just the efficiency.
Just while you're looking that up, Moisty, we've got Turtle here. Collingwood also don't have to play GWS again until potential finals, which is good for them.
Probably a prelim again.
Artie has been in the comp longer and only 3 premierships and wins, but plenty of lost grand finals because he's a Hawthorn supporter.
But exactly, like Hawthorn had more losses than Collingwood, and they've played 25 extra years on them. You tell me.
There we go. Anthony and Craig have both put Coleman
ACL. Yeah, Tory's ACL. Yeah.
So it is a big loss for them, but I don't think
he will be out, but he's replaceable. You can train someone to play that role, not as effectively as he played it in the finals, but we hadn't seen him play that as effectively during the season for more than 2 or 3 games.
He did play. He was starting to look that way though on Friday night before his injury. So, thank you so much, everyone, for your viewers' questions. I really love hearing them, and the boys love answering them along with us. So
that's great. I love the viewer questions too. It gets us fired up about a few things, and
It does.
it's things we might miss too. Like I never would have thought to ask how Richmond's going to stop the Twin Towers or
Coleman's
talk about that sort
ACL,
of stuff either. Yeah,
things like that. It's fantastic. So thanks, guys. Keep them coming through, please.
Now we've got the footy tipping. So we had round 0 last week, and we've already had blokes on people, I should say people, 2 people score a perfect round this year. So the $5 to the top tipper goes to G-Raw. We had 2, but it only goes after we have 2 get it. It goes to the nearest score.
Yeah,
She tipped 18, and the next closest was Mahogany 8 with 22. So I know it was only 4 rounds, but I don't think we specified that it had to be a 9-round game. So I'm just going to give it to her, guys.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Fair's fair.
That's
Got to
fair.
stick to our word. And considering that G-Raw wasn't even going to enter until about 20 minutes before the game Thursday night, I think she's done pretty well.
Yeah.
She has done very
She's
well. We had
5 extra investment, that's for sure.
And we've had the top 15. I think it's nearly the top 20. Only got 1 or 2. Only got 1 or none wrong this week. So
Huge.
And Moisty's finally winning our tipping comp. Oh no, Taz is in front of me, but he cheated. So we've ripped 1 point off Tazzy.
I think we had
technically
one
on 2.
Yeah.
I think we had one with a 0 as well. I'm not sure if they forgot to do their tips. They never replied to my message. So
Got a 0.
Interesting.
Maybe he just picked all the wrong ones. You never know.
potentially. But so you can still join the tipping comp. If you're on ESPN, you still can join the tipping comp.
And you can still win that $5 prize, even if you're coming last and you get 9 out of 9. We'll still give you money. It's
Can you
fine.
check it on the stream up in the top corner, or that corner over there? Is what the tally's at this week. So I'll update it every week, and hopefully we can build a bigger bank for you.
Sweet. Yep, she's up there.
Love
So
that.
it's gone off at $5. So next week you'll be paying for 5 again. So.
Ping's put in here, imagine giving it to Taz's wife. I'm going to leave that alone because I could say many
Well,
things. And
that's why I read it out.
he's
because I thought it
also
might have been a bit of favouritism.
put cheating, and I disagree with that comment.
Yeah, I disagree.
I
with it.
think it was very tough to pick 4. So
It was very tough.
2 people getting 4.
thought the person that would have chose Sydney on the Friday night probably wouldn't have chose Carlton on the Friday night. Or Sydney on the Thursday night probably wouldn't have chose Carlton on the Friday night.
Georgia said to me, she goes, I never pick against Carlton. I was like, well, back in the day, you would have lost a lot of tipping comps.
Smart. I never pick against North either.
It's a good time to start there, didn't you?
But yeah, you still can get involved. And I will go back and talk about Supercoach. Don't forget, you've got to get that in this round. The comp will start this round. You can join that lad as well. But it's better to get in nice and early and have a bit of fun with everyone in that Supercoach.
Yeah, Classic League, it's always a bit of fun. Good to see whose team grows in value the most. Don't forget, rookies and prems is usually the way to start the season, but there's a lot of mid prices this year that are quite tasty.
It's heaps, isn't there?
Absolutely. Carlton Flaggers, sorry that I couldn't get to the start. I'll rewatch after this. No worries, Carlton Flaggers. Thanks for jumping in at the end, mate.
We did answer your question on Harry McKay's. Thanks for shooting us that question as well.
Absolutely. And again, those on Instagram, Carlton_Flaggers 2024. Carlton Supporters is a very good web page to follow. Anything else from you, gentlemen?
No, that's it.
No, I think that's it, mate. Yeah, we're actually doing pretty well. We're in here again. I don't think we did this all last season.
I think it's just we don't dive into the next round, so it makes it. We cut out a bit of time and we can have a bit more other chats about other things.
Also, just before we load, we will get those tips out on TikTok, and Tassie will do his proper tips this week. I'll make sure that I check them before he goes out. So I think we're going to release them either 6 a.m. Thursday or 6 p.m. Wednesday, whenever the boys get time to do them.
Yeah, I might have to. I've done my tips already, so I should probably just get them ready and then just set the post to go.
Well, you could probably tip whenever, mate. Just go.
Yeah. Love it. Thanks, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate it. And round one approaching Thursday night. Carlton Tigers, massive game at the G. Let's hope
how good is Thursday night football?
Amazing. I love it. Love it. Let's hope it's an explosive round of footy.
See you guys.
See you, everyone.
Oh, a minute early.
Doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors. They kind of tell me what I'm thinking.